family, so sorry that this is the kind of video that you're getting. I wanted to do a live, but the place that I was going to film, the room has been booked up, so I was not able to do my live there. So I have to give you this kind of photo boothy kind of review, and I'm so sorry, but I'm doing the best I can. I'm traveling, so this is the best. Sorry. I'm also starving. Boathouse. So this is the best that I can do with the time that I have been given. So what I want to do is just give you a quick review. Not a quick review, but just, some of my thoughts on 90 Day Fiance. If you like to hear about it, stay tuned. Let's get into it. Angela and Michael. I would never do any cosmetic surgery work on Angela. Never. She doesn't listen. Angela has been smoking and eating up until the moment she goes under the knife. She is a health risk to herself. She is a liability to the people who are working on her. I would have never done it. And let me tell you something. If something happened to her, the show would be responsible because they know that this woman was in error. Because when you film what she is supposed to do, what she is being told to do to save her life, and then you intentionally film her doing everything opposite of what she was told to do, you do give off some kind of liability. Or it can be fought in court and be like, well, y'all noticed she was doing this, so you literally watch this lady kill herself, break all these HIPAA laws. I don't even know if that's true. But you know what I'm saying? Somebody's going to be responsible here. So then we get this scene where Angela has the doctor call Michael because he has to take, I'm going to be real with you. You got some big titties. If you can lose a pound of titty from each titty and your titties are still big, Jesus. Wow, Angela, girl, you better go ahead. But anyway, she's just like, I don't know if I want you to take out so much fat out of my titties because Michael likes them. So she makes the doctor call Michael and tell him that her titties are going to be saved, that he's not going to take out a lot of titty. They're so gross. They're so gross. Angela was just like, he lied my titties. He just don't want to let these go. And I'm like, oh my God. Angela's like examining her breasts in the camera with Michael, and she's just like, what's the best part of me that you like? And Michael's like, the boobs, definitely the boobs. And I'm just like, God, why is this on my TV screen? This couple is so nasty. Angela's bestie. This is the first time I've seen her show any kind of emotion because Angela's always talking about how, I forget the lady's name, that this is her best friend, but we've never really heard her best friend speak. Every time Angela is with her best friend and her best friend is on camera and the camera reverts back to the best friend, she's always just like, Like she just gives us facial movements and sound. I've never actually heard this lady speak, and then she's given us emotions because she was saying that the night before the surgery, she sat down with Angela, and Angela basically told her what she needed to do in case she didn't wake up, because that's what happens. Like, a lot of people don't know. Like, listen, the Kardashians have ruined a lot of people's brains concerning, plastic surgery or any kind of surgery for that. It's actually very dangerous to do, especially when you're going under anesthesia. That's why a lot of people are starting to who do get plastic surgery and, nips and tucks or whatever, a lot of them are starting to do non-invasive surgery because when you go under anesthesia, you're basically slowing down your heart. You don't want to mess with your heartbeat ever, right? They're putting you in this relaxed state where you could slip away into the relaxed state permanently. So it's a very, very dangerous thing to do. So you got to have those conversations when you do something like that because you might not wake up. So she was getting very emotional on camera because she was just like, that was a tough conversation to have. And while she's getting emotional, I'm just like, I've never heard your voice before. Wow. Wow. I'm not saying that they're not best friends, but when we've seen them together, it always looks like, Angela calls the shots and the friend just nods because she's watching Angela smoke, knowing that that's going to put her at a huge health risk already from her age and her weight to now the smoking, potential blood clots and everything. She's sitting there watching her do it. And Angela is just like, don't say nothing to me. Don't you dare say nothing to me. I'm a smoke. And she's like, Novi and Yara. I hate to say it, but Yara is annoying. She's being very annoying. Jovi is about to go away for 2 months. Let that man hold his baby. Everything he does, she's making the process for him Very uncomfortable, because as soon as he, like, first of all, she won't even let him hold their daughter, my Eli, I believe that's her name. She won't even let him hold her, and when he does hold her, he has to hold her a certain way because he's not a mom, so he doesn't know what to do. Even if you're a mom, you don't know what to do. Neither one of you know what to do. You're figuring it out. Let him be a part of this process, especially since he's about to leave, and him wanting to connect with his child is very important to him. It should be important to you, Yara. This is not your baby. You both created this child. Let him have some kind of connection and time with his child. I will say this, though. When Yara was just like, Jovi fell asleep with his daughter in his arms, and he was, and their daughter was crying, and he never woke up. He never noticed. It did seem like Jovi was just like, basically, if she falls, she falls. She's a kid. She's going to be okay. They fall all the time. And I'm like, yeah, kids fall all the time, Jovi. Not newborn babies. So maybe Yara does need to watch him for a bit. So Mike and Natalie, the couple that depression built. Listen, Mike and Natalie, I thought that they were unequally yoked. I realized that they are equally yoked in horribleness. They're just terrible people all around. I was really taking up for Mike, and I think I was taking up for Mike because Yara was just going in, not Yara, Natalie was going in on him so hard that I just could not focus on how terrible he is as well until he walked out on her on her wedding day. He tends to do that a lot. He tends to walk out on his wife a lot. And a lot of times it's when she's making sense. Because walking out on your wife after you brought up that your friends don't like her because of how she talks to them and she needs to be nicer. When your wife says to you, well, I'll be nicer when they stop sending you naked pictures of themselves, you get upset at your wife and walk out on her for a birthday celebration that she set up for you. And then when she comes back, you don't even go get her or nothing like that. When she comes back, she asks you to apologize and you say no. Mike, you should apologize. You walked out on her. She said something in response to what you said. So because you don't like it, you walk out on her. You never talk to her about anything. You always threaten her with the leaving. Like, that is how Mike handles situations with Natalie, who is his wife. You just walk away from her. That is such a terrible way to show a woman that you will be a husband to them, right? Because what Mike is showing Natalie is that when there is any kind of difficulty in the relationship, he's going to walk out on her. There's no security, and that's what a woman needs with a man. We need protection, right? We need to feel safe in the relationship. We need to have some kind of security that no matter what happens, you will be there because we're putting so much trust in you. Not only are we trusting you to lead this household, we're also trusting you as a father figure for our children. So we're leaning and depending on you for a lot of things, as the man is for the wife as well. But I'm just speaking from the woman's perspective. It's just like, I'm trusting you to take care of us, right? To take care of this family. I'm trusting you to protect me when I go out in the world, especially today as a woman. When you do what Mike is doing, it shows you as a woman that he is not going to be the protector and provider that you desire in a husband. Because what Natalie is going to be doing is walking on eggshells in their relationship the whole time, making sure she doesn't piss him off, because if you piss him off, he walks out on you. Can you imagine him doing that when she has kids? Well, we don't have to think about it now because Natalie walked away her damn self. She said, that's the last time you're going to walk out on me. Let me show you how it's done. And good for her. I don't like the things that she said about him. I don't like how she treated him. But I also do not like the fact that when he gets upset, he just walks away. You can't do that. You're her husband. Stay, talk, fix the situation. Do you not want the situation to be fixed? Is that why you're constantly walking away? The both of them, equally yoked in horribleness. This could work. This relationship could work if they just admit that they're both terrible people. And stop trying to play with us, the audience, like they're these good guys. Just be like, you know what? We're both terrible. Let's work it out. Be honest with yourself and flourish. And another thing, Mike, to say the past is not valid is invalid, because the past is valid if the past is affecting your relationship today. If Natalie says it bothers her that your friends send naked pictures, you can't say, well, that's the past, because you're defending the act of the friend that is sending you naked pictures. You have to say, you know what? You're right about that. I'll make sure that never happens. You have to reassure your wife. Like, what? You've done this before, bro. How are you confused? Elizabeth and Andre. Andre is so confident with no plan. He's just like, I'm the man of the house, and so I am going to get a loan, and I am going to flip this house and make all of this money. Why did I do on what's an N word? That's great. I love the confidence. What is the plan? He never has a plan. He's just like, these things are just going to work out. You have no plan, and you want Elizabeth's father to give you $100,000 with no plan. Okay. And also, Elizabeth, why are you so comfortable with this man openly scheming your family? Specifically your father. He's telling you that he's only doing this until your father gives him the loan, and when he gets the loan, he's going to take the money and do what he wants with it. And you're sitting there smiling like, yeah, honey. You're in on the scheme to scam your father? What kind of kid are you? Listen, I'm not a fan of Charlie, but I like the fact that somebody in that damn family is watching out for that father, because Elizabeth takes advantage of her father. She manipulates him a lot. She uses the fact that I think she is the baby of the family. She manipulates that man because she knows that she has his heartstrings, and Andre knows that as well. They're both manipulators, the both of them. And they're going to manipulate that man out of a lot of money, and he will never see it, and he will never acknowledge it because Elizabeth is his baby. The only person who can see it is Charlie. And I think the only reason why Charlie can see it is because he's doing the same damn thing. All them kids are just like, oh, hell no. You're not going to get daddy's money. If we're not going to split it, it damn sure ain't going to you and you alone. Also, speaking of Libby's daddy, the patience that this man has. He has so much patience with Andre. He doesn't need to. But the amount of patience that he has with Andre, I feel like it should be studied, because I just can't believe, like, some of the stuff that Andre says to him, and he's just like, oh no, wait, let's talk about it. Let's talk about what? This man told you he don't like your son. He's not going to do business with your son who was a part of this. He's telling you how this business is going to run. He's telling your daughter that he's taking her listing, and you're sitting here walking away because you don't want to be a part of the fight. This is your business. This dude has come into your family and he has discombobulated it, and you're still trying to work it out with him because you love your daughter. Damn, Dad, wake up. Where's the mother? She can't see that her husband is being played. Even if it's your child, ma'am, you got to wake up and smell the roses and be like, wait a minute, this is my king. The only one who's going to have him wrapped around their little pinky finger is me, the wife. Why do you let Elizabeth and Andre do this to this man? Also, what is the weather like in Florida? Because in this scene with Charlie, Elizabeth's daddy, Elizabeth's sister, and Andre, the sister pops up because Elizabeth told her that Andre is trying to sell her listing. They're all messy. I don't believe any of this. So anyway, she just pops up, but she pops up in like this pleated skirt and these thigh-high winter boots from Charlotte Russe, it appears to be. And then you have Andre and Elizabeth's daddy, who are in like these polo short sleeve shirts and these shorts. Andre had on some poom poom shorts, didn't he? I said, look at these Daisy Dukes. And then the dad had on his little jorts, and then Charlie has on a long sleeve shirt and these long sleeve khaki pants. So what is the weather? Is it spring? Is it fall? Is it a damn snowstorm? Because that's what Libby's sister is dressed for. What the hell is going on? She's dressed for a fall festival at lunchtime and a snowstorm after work. What is the weather like in Florida? Brandon and Julia, we don't need them on this show. They're boring. They have no storyline. Brandon and Julia are boring. No shade, but they're boring without Brandon's swinger parents. I'm not interested in this storyline at all. I don't know why the show decided to bring them back. Maybe because of quarantine and the pandemic, and this was a couple that was tested and you were already there on the ground to film with them, so you just went with it instead of trying to test another couple and then quarantine another couple and send a crew down there to quarantine and test. Maybe it just seemed like it was too much time and too much money. Maybe they just decided to go with the cast that they already had. Maybe that's it. But if you guys are going to do that, you have to give us some kind of storyline, because Brandon and Julia are absolutely boring. There is nothing going on. I'm bored. I'm so bored. Like, we're literally watching Brandon and Julia's vlog channel. Take that to YouTube, not on my network TV. Kalani and Asu. I don't know what to say, Kalani. I really, really don't know what to say, because every season so far you keep on coming on talking about how you're unhappy being in this relationship with Asu. All right, well, what do you want us to do about it? Like, I'm just like, sis, this is a TV show, right? So I get that you're unhappy in your marriage, but this is a TV show, so we have to see some kind of evolution, or you just have to give us something different. Continuing to give us you just going to different places with your family and crying about how bad your relationship is, but you're not doing anything to get out of it. You're trying to buy a house with this man, and Lord knows how fertile you are and how much you two have sex, because I don't believe for one damn minute that these two are not having sex. That's what's keeping them together. That Samoan peen got Kalani going crazy. And listen, I heard them Samoan boys be having y'all going crazy. Anyway, she keeps on having sex with Asuelu, but then coming on camera crying and saying that she wants to leave him, but then, trying to buy a house with him. Girl, what is it? What do you want to do? Because you're not happy. You cry every season, but you stay. Sad situation. I hope you do what you need to do to live a happy life, but this is a TV show that you signed up for. You gotta give us something else. This is sad and redundant. You are fighting vaccinations, mask mandates being lifted. You are going to have to be interesting if you want us home watching this show and not in them streets dipping and doing it. Fully vaccinated, because I am. Mother is fully vaccinated. Let's get into it. And before I move on, right? I don't like when they get into disagreements. I don't like how Asuelu goes from 0 to 100 real quick. He just gets very mean and nasty immediately, like calling her names, standing up, getting in her face, saying he doesn't like when she does that to him. And I'm just like, why do you get so dangerously aggressive with your wife, Asuelu? Why do you do that? It reminds me of when I think it was their first reunion that they did. I don't know who Asuelu was arguing with, but he was arguing with some woman, and he was getting so angry, and because he couldn't get over there and put hands on that woman, he started to beat himself in the face. He started to beat himself in the face so bad that it scared Kalani. Girl, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I'm just like, you never have to live like this. Ever. Let's end with Tiffany and Ronald. So our boy Daniel is growing up. Our boy, my baby, did you see him with his chain and his little faux Rolex watch? He's so cute and adorable. Our little baby is becoming a man. Tiffany, listen, you don't make the best decisions with men, but you're a damn good mom. You're a damn good mom. The reason why I can say that is because we can see it in Daniel. You're a damn good mom, and you make some beautiful kids, because them kids are gorgeous, especially the little girl. Oh my goodness, with them cheeks and them bright blue eyes. Oh, you make some good kids. I just wish you made better decisions with men. I really, really did. You're a pretty girl. I just don't know why you keep on going through the situation with this man who refuses to provide. It's not like he can't, like there's something holding him back. He just refuses to provide because he's just like, you're making all the money. He gets mad at her for getting furniture in the home that is housing their children. He gets mad at her for that. He's just like, oh, you didn't get the plane tickets, but you bought furniture. Yeah, she bought a freaking crib for your child to sleep in. She got an apartment to get a roof over your kid's head. How are you mad at that? How are you mad that she got furniture and not a plane ticket to come and see you? Would you rather they sleep on the floor and then come see you in South Africa? Women, you're the prize, not the man. We somehow, I don't know what happened, but it got flipped where women now think that men are the prize, and y'all are just taking every and anything to feel loved or valued. And baby, you don't need to. Especially not when you're pretty. Tiffany, you're a cute girl. What are you doing? You could get a broke American man if that's what you're looking for. Why you getting a broke one all the way in South Africa who has an attitude and is entitled? Girl, get out of this. Get out of this. But from the looks of her Instagram, it seems like they're still together. I don't, what do y'all want me to do? I just don't understand these people, especially these ladies who come on the show, showing us that you're with these terrible men, you're crying every season, and then you get on your Instagram or you get at the reunion and you're just like, well, we love each other and I'm going to stay with him. Fine, do that. But stop coming on this TV show. Stop coming on my TV screen once a week crying about how terrible he is to you, because I'm going to have an opinion. And then I'm going to get frustrated with you because you keep on staying in this dumb situation. Do better, Tiffany. You're too pretty for this, sis. Too pretty. And if he lets me down, it's just another time that he lets me down. Girl, what? That's your husband. What? The devil is a liar. This is how you speak about your husband. If he lets me down, then it's just another time he lets me down. And you banging him? Anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about with this episode. What did you guys think of this episode? What did you think of the couples? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Is there any other tea that you have to share or any other clarity that you can give us on the situation or concerning these couples? Hit your girl up in the comment section below. And if you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you next week back in my studio for another episode of 90 Day Fiance, Happily Ever After. Love you guys. See you soon. Bye.